Hey, what's up? What's up? This is Jeff from BKJmacTV, and this is the BKJmac podcast experience coming to you live from Brooklyn, New York, in this beautiful nighttime breeze. Today we're gonna be talking about the movie Cocaine Bear. It's gonna highlight our 11th episode under season 3. So let's get it. Anyhow, Cocaine Bear. When I saw Cocaine Bear, I was left with a feeling of shock. Well, a little scared because I was like, it's a big giant bear. And 3, I was just like in a lot of contempt. I was like, how is it this bear was able to do such ridiculous and grotesque things without anybody shooting it down? I mean, this bear literally was going around getting high on cocaine and killing people like very aggressively. It was very like man, it was some real scary crap. Like, it's something that's not for the weak at heart. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And it was very brutal. I think there was a scene where the bear went into the cabin and just ripped people's limbs off and just kept eating it. I was like, man, this is some real scary stuff over here. And I think it was a moment where the bear was chasing after an ambulance and then jumped on top of the ambulance and it took the woman out of the ambulance and ate her and threw her off and then killed the driver, and then the driver crashed, and it was like, whoa, I just couldn't believe it. And there was another scene where the bear smelled cocaine from the guy and basically climbed all the way down and went to the other tree to kill the other guy just to smoke cocaine. So basically, this movie is some loosely based on a true story. Back in the spring or summer of 1985, there was a former cop turned drug smuggler who basically had a bunch of cocaine and he dumped it all outside the plane, and he thought he was going to just jump out the plane and retrieve the cocaine. However, he didn't survive. His parachute did not deploy and he died on impact. However, his cocaine that was left on the ground basically was ingested by a massive grizzly bear, and the bear ended up taking up all that cocaine, but the bear ended up dying from eating all that cocaine. But Elizabeth Banks decided to take a real life story and spin a massive amount of fiction into it, basically creating this universe around this event that happened in 1985. And there we got Cocaine Bear. This bear, whenever she roams around and sniffs cocaine, she is aggressive, she is furious, and she is on a killing warpath. So it's scary just to think about it, that the Cocaine Bear was just like this brutal beast. And they had some funny moments in the movie, I'm not gonna hold you, but other than that, the movie was kind of scary because it was like, man, that is a big giant bear committing these grisly murders. Anyway, in the Roger Ebert website, Christy Lemore reviews the film and gives it 3 stars out of 5. She wrote the review back in February of 2023. Here's a snippet of what she wrote about the film. She writes, Cocaine Bear knows exactly what it is and what it needs to do. It's about a bear on cocaine. Comparisons to the 2006 disaster extravaganza Snakes on a Plane are inevitable, with its high concept, wild animal premise, as well as the giddy giddy hype that preceded. Both movies do precisely what their titles suggest, with a minimal desire to be more substantial or meaningful. The few times Cocaine Bear injects even a meager amount of sentimentally, the pacing starts to lag. This is not why we are here. We're here to see a bear snort a bunch of cocaine, then go on a murderous rampage in the forest. So basically what she writes is she didn't like the movie's downtown moments where the movie was trying to build its characters out. She just wanted to see a bear just rip people apart. Well, I disagree with her. You need some elements to those type of stories, because without it, I mean, those movies really do suck. So kudos to Elizabeth Banks for adding some depth into the story. Anyway, the fact that Banks' film is based on a true story is just one of its many crazy components. Screenwriter Jimmy Warden has taken the basic facts. A 175-pound Georgia black bear ingested some cocaine that a drug smuggler dropped from an airplane in 1985, and imagine what might have happened if the bear hadn't died, but rather sampled the stuff and gotten hooked. An eccentric assemble of hikers, rangers, criminals, and police officers just happens to have their misfortune of getting in her way. They especially find themselves in trouble as they cross her path when she's in need of her next fix. And at least you think this is an anti-drug movie with a preachy, patriarchal message. Think about it again. It features a mocking montage of those 1980s Just Say No PSAs, including one from First Lady Nancy Reagan herself. Basically, it encompasses the 80s, the no drug campaign, the bear being aggressive, trying to look for her next fix. You go almost like it was like a play on the drug community back then when crack cocaine came out. It made it seem like whenever someone needed more of that drug, they were willing to do anything and anything just to get their next fix. And that's what Cocaine Bear is all about a bear, a woman bear, basically looking to get her next fix. The visual effects was talked about in the review, was pretty impressive. The bear looked extremely scary. I'm not going to hold you. It was very intimidating. That's why I don't know why they didn't shoot the crap out of that bear. That bear was just extremely aggressive. There was a O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Cube's son, does a good job in this movie being the comedy / aggressive tough guy in the movie. He continues to expand his portfolio in the acting world, trying to bolster his role as a serious actor / comedic with comedic presence. The movie it's decent. I like it. I believe I understand why it got over 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. Again, I would say it's between the 60 to 75 range. It is not an 80-85 range movie. It's not an instant classic that just grabs you. If you look at the story and the pacing of it, it's just something they took something that could have been done really bad and they gave some sensitivity to it, which was pretty good. It's why a movie it's in that range. It could have been one of those trashy movies that would have got 17% or 23% on Rotten Tomatoes, but the fact the movie got over 60%, it really shows you that the director went out of her way to make sure the movie was not a trashy one, but a movie with some heart and some feel to it. A fictional bear based on a real life event. Bear did not do all of this, but a story was told, and that bear was aggressive as hell, especially coming out of the 80s during the crack cocaine epidemic. You'll enjoy the movie. It's fun. It's exciting. However, please turn your eyes because the killings are extremely brutal. It's not for the weak at heart at all. It will make you squeamish if you are squeamish, because the way the killings are done, it's like, whoa, what the hell? So enjoy the movie. Just take it with a grain of salt. when it comes to the grizzly part. Yep, as you're gonna need to. Thank you for listening to this episode from the BKJmacTV podcast. I appreciate y'all always. One peace, one love, always. One peace.